This is Vinny Tafuro. I'm the president and CEO of Conscious Capitalism, Florida. It's Tuesday, January 27th, and this is our first monthly webcast for 2015. I've got Alison and Nola on the webcast here, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Alison?
I didn't want to talk over anybody. This is Alison Foxall. I am the partner with Logic, a web design and development firm here in Tampa, Florida. We're also a strategic partner.
And Nola.
I'm Nola Boea. I'm based in South Florida, Pompano Beach. I run Altruist Associates, which is a mission-minded marketing company that serves higher purpose enterprises. Higher purpose can be nonprofit or conscious enterprises.
Excellent, excellent. I guess what I want to do is cover a couple subjects this month. First of which is I was at a event here in Hillsborough County called Access to Capital, and the county put it on with a number of community partners. But their keynote, I really went for the luncheon, and their keynote during the luncheon was Omar Solomon. He's the CEO and co-founder of College Hunks Hauling Junk, and it was an interesting story. They've gone national. They started in D.C., but they're headquartered here in Tampa. And I've heard good things about them over the past few years, and they've been involved in the young professional community and entrepreneurship community here. And to hear I had never heard this story firsthand from one of the founders, and definitely a group that shows that they understand conscious capitalism and what it means to look at all your stakeholders, and the fact that especially when you're a moving company, because they do not just remove junk now, they transitioned during kind of the downturn in the economy to helping people move as well. And it's that integrity and purpose that they find in what they do that's allowed them to weather those economic challenges during those rough times. So I'm working through a friend to invite them, hopefully to be part of the webcast in a future month, or to do a bio on them as well for our website.
Excellent.
So I guess on the bio, go ahead.
And you say the name is, I'm thinking of for future interviews, the name is College Hunks Hauling Junk, and who is the main guy there?
Omar Solomon is the CEO.
Huh.
And he and his friend Nick founded it when they were in college, and using, I think one of their mothers had a van available, and they started moving junk removal at college there and around the neighborhood and the city of D.C. and grew from there with a entrepreneurship. They entered a business plan writing contest, and they won an investment check from that entrepreneurship contest.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty neat story. They're nice guys.
Neat. I've got a little bit of a drag on my screen. I think I'm going to refresh my screen a bit, so if you lose me, I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good.
But carry on.
All right. Alison, do you want to share any conscious capitalism stories this month?
Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I'm just bad at finding conscious capitalism stories, but something to note is that we do have a new grocery chain moving into Florida, and probably thinking Kroger's, but it's not Kroger's. It's Lucy's Market, which is based in Colorado, and they're kind of like a Whole Foods grocer where they sell, organic foods, local organic stuff. Right now they only have one store, and it's in Gainesville, and it opened up earlier this month. So we might be seeing more of Lucy's Market across the state if it does well in Gainesville.
Very cool. Have you been to a Lucy's Market before?
I have not, and I've always these markets that I went to.
Yeah.
And haven't really visited Gainesville much. But if I do, I will be sure to stop in and support them because, I love organic food and non-GMO stuff and that whole food movement. So, but something to look out for.
Very cool. We'll keep an eye on that one, especially for Gainesville viewers.
Definitely. So the other thing I thought was interesting was the bill that's going, I think, through the House right now, and it's about solar energy. And currently, um, no one can sell power unless you're a utility company in the state of Florida.
Uh-huh.
And because it's interesting, we're considered the Sunshine State, but we actually rank pretty low as far as solar installations go. So if this bill passes, basically the little guy will be able to sell solar power directly to consumers, and that will potentially open up a bigger market for solar here in Florida, and people that are looking to have more conscious power sources rather than coal and oil.
Yeah. Do you know what the bill? That's the Florida State House. Is there a bill number yet?
I think there is, and I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
On the details.
All right, I'm looking forward to that one. Nola, would you like to comment on this month's bio?
Sure. I interviewed, gosh, it was late in December, but I had come across her information, and she's actually the founder of Work Square Staffing, which is based in Miami. I came across her information a couple of years ago. She won the Hitachi Foundation, but let me see what it's called. The Hitachi Foundation's a Young Entrepreneur Award in 2012. And they were looking for people in an American company that had a business model that served low-income Americans and helped them to navigate to middle America at least. And she'd grown up always, actually, I want to say since she was like 13 or so, that she always knew that she wanted to do something to tackle poverty. She was in a family that had always taught that, just what a lot of people take for granted are really privileges, and that there really is true poverty here and everywhere. And it just made her think. And so as a young child, she was always thinking, what can she do to change that, and what causes it? And she was always looking for the causes and the roots and all the, so poverty is a complex thing. And she had experimented with working for nonprofits and interning at like government agencies, and she majored in economic development and focusing on Latin America, just trying to figure out how she fits into all that. But her parents were entrepreneurs, they were business owners, and she always felt like running a company has inherently tools that tackle problems. And so she always felt like business would be the way to, she really settled on the fact that business would be the way to tackle poverty. Plus, she found that governments, in her mind, work too slow, and sometimes nonprofits are just always strapped for cash. So she felt that having a nonprofit, so she looked up the business model. She designed a business model that would help tackle poverty. Now, that is something that she worked on through her MBA, and she knew she wanted to tackle poverty in Miami, and so she had an independent study course that she'd taken at Harvard during her part of her MBA program, and she went into some of these labor yards early in the morning, like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and where people will stand in line and just try to get whatever work is available for that day. And she would talk to one person that would be graded,
No, you
has
got
a lot of skills, carpentry.
lag there. Did you get some lag there, Allison?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it was like slow motion.
Yeah, Nola, if you just want to start where you were saying about how she toured some labor places.
I didn't hear you.
Just the last sentence you said something about she started her independent study. She went out and did some surveys.
Okay. So she went to Miami. Am I getting cut off?
Not anymore. You were for a second there.
Okay. So she went to Miami and stood in a parking lot, but went to the labor yards, these enterprises there that just hire day labor. And so she got up at early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and went into these labor yards and talked with people standing in line. And for example, one example she gave, she found that there was just a huge variance in the type of people that were looking for work. She found that, so she gives an example that she talked to a man who was newly immigrated, had a lot of skills, was ready to work, was willing to work, was ready to work hard, and had a lot to offer. And somebody who was admittedly a drug addict and came and stood in line only when he needed cash, but otherwise would not be counted on as a regular employee. So this got her thinking, and she thought there's got to be a way to identify and really just need a hand up and be able to take those people and give it to them. So she designed a staffing company that is different than most. Most staffing companies will hire people and rent them out, and then when a company wants to hire on, they usually take a big portion of that first year's salary, which is kind of a hindrance. I mean, some companies won't hire on temps because it's so costly. Her model is to hire them on people who she's screened, and those people sit out for an extra couple. They make their profit, but then if the company wants to hire them, if they've proven to be reliable workers, there is no demand. And so her goal is to just get people hired. But in addition to employing people, she helps them to understand, just they have to go through required training in finances, like how to manage money. She offers them low cost, offers them, insurance, and helps them start savings accounts, and just some basic things that some people just don't have a chance or opportunity or the knowledge or the resources to be able to do.
I think you froze again. Nola? You still with us?
She dropped out.
Well, hopefully she'll join us again. Yeah, I don't know where she's at.
I actually didn't read her article yet, but it sounds really cool. Is it primarily just based out of Miami, or has she grown outside of?
Yeah, she's mostly based in Miami, and what she started doing though is working with trying to bring more certified B Corps to Israel, actually. So she's working internationally on the B Corp movement. And so I think she is the chairman of the board of the company here and the founder of it, but she's not over day-to-day operations anymore. Well, Nola dropped off completely now, so hopefully she comes back on.
Is there a way to see like who signed up or who has registered a B Corp business in the state of Florida? Like, do we have access to that data from the state?
There's no, like, Sunbiz doesn't have a way of pulling it right now,
Okay.
but we should be able to make a request from the Secretary of State for that information at some point. All right, she's back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. So how much was cut off?
Not too much, I don't think.
Okay.
And I just kind of filled in Allison and viewers on the fact that she's now kind of the operations are being handled by somebody else, and she's the chairwoman person of the company and doing some stuff. I guess maybe if you could just quickly, I know she's doing some B Corp or certified B Corp stuff in Israel.
She is. She carried on a contest similar to what the Hitachi Foundation did, where people, startups had to compete, and she took those that were the most innovative and that seemed to have the most promise of having a large-scale social impact. And she actually she's with the group. She formed a small group there, and they awarded each startup the half of the cost of the fee to become certified
I got you.
as a.
That's pretty cool. You were getting some lag again there, but I think we've got the thing. So I guess our plan is to we're going to publish Vanessa's or your interview with Vanessa in the next week when we publish this webcast available, and hopefully people will read more and enjoy the story there. All right, see if she signs back in. It's interesting. I went to an event a couple weeks ago. There's a new Tampa Bay group called Social Venture Partners, and they are a group of entrepreneurs and business owners and different professionals that have ponied up $5,000 each that they then invest in a nonprofit that they choose, and they kind of take all of their professional skills and help that nonprofit better perform. And part of what they're doing with that is helping organizations potentially look at ways to find social enterprises that match or line up or align well with their missions. So it's interesting as we see, conscious capitalism, you see this B Corp movement. At least in Florida, it seems there's our nonprofit community is starting to understand the idea of social enterprise a little bit, and I think that's something that we should see grow as you know, the opportunity for government grants and public funding gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Nonprofits can more appropriately find ways through social enterprise to solve social problems.
Speaking of social problems, we just had a new chapter of Girl Develop It launched here in Tampa Bay, just probably last December or so. So I believe sign-ups for coding classes for women and girls alike are going to be starting very soon. I know there's a survey coming out that's going around on meetup.com, but Girl Develop It is, I'm pretty sure they're a nonprofit, and I don't think they're the first ones here in Florida, because I believe there's one in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good organization to kind of close the gap, so to say, between women and men who are in technology. So that's definitely something to, at least that catches my interest, being in the development sector for web.
That's cool. That's if you can send me information on that, I've been keeping my eyes out or ears open for stuff on that for kind of a small network, and I'll point them that direction as well.
Definitely.
What's the name of it?
Girl Develop It.
I'm sorry?
It's Girl Develop It, IT. I think, I'm not sure if men are welcome, because I know there's a girls who code, or women who code group, and it's not that men aren't welcome. It's they want to create a safe place for women who are in tech. That's a different group. This is a specific nonprofit to help girls of all ages and women to get into the tech industry, either were intimidated or didn't have any sort of mentor to get into the web development and tech industry.
I've got just trying to find something here real quick. I got two more things related on my list. I'm just getting. Yeah, there's two speaking or two programs that are coming up in March that I'll be giving presentations at here in Tampa about, or Tampa and St. Pete, about conscious capitalism, or that include it. One is the TIBC 2015 International Business Summit on March 23rd. It's going to be at the Hilton St. Petersburg, Carlin Park. And it's an all-day event. Well, it's from 11 to 8 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm not sure exactly where on the agenda will be, but we'll be talking about conscious capitalism and its relationship to international business and Florida business as well. And then I will be on a panel discussion on March 6th at the Gasparilla Interactive Festival, talking about artificial intelligence as both a job creator and destroyer. And kind of the conscious capitalism tie-in there is really, it's about looking at stakeholders when we go full forward with all this new technology. Are we looking at how that technology is really going to affect the people that are using the technology, benefiting from the technology, and then how do we address the people that are going to be losing jobs because of that technology, and how do we better transition so it's not this kind of boom and bust cycle that we've seen historically. So those are kind of two events, and we'll post more as we schedule them.
And that's at the Gasparilla Interactive Festival
Yes.
in Tampa.
Yep. On March 6th. And the other is, well, we'll put links out to it. It's tbibc.org is the website for that one. It's the Tampa Bay International Business Coalition. So looking forward to those. Should be good exposure for the organization, and they should be good conversations relating to conscious capitalism in Florida. Yes, does anybody have anything else they want to close out with?
I think I'm good.
Nola?
Not me. I thought Alison was talking, so I was quiet.
Oh.
I had a thought that I don't have an answer, but I have an idea that maybe we could simmer on and think about maybe for another year, and just in the thought of how to increase membership here, and that is to Capitalism Florida Award. And you know how certain organizations will have an award for best workplace or whatever. So anyway, just throwing that out there. You probably already thought of it, and
No, I think it's a good idea, especially if we can get through our goals this year, and maybe even depending on how we do and how many people we've talked to this year, it might be even something for the end of the year just to recognize and kind of summarize in December the people we've met and talked to in conscious business here.
that's kind of what I was thinking. So
Great.
Sounds like a great idea.
All right.
thanks.
Well, we can sign off for now.
And
And
something to think about too is just what in addition to publicity, just other kinds of things.
okay. Well, all right. I'll close off now, and we'll gather back again next month in February.
And can we make it on a? Well, I'll talk. We can talk offline.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nola. Thanks, Allison.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Nola.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.